Robert Gunn III. Y'all fire away when ready. Anybody want to lead us off?
So I guess what is it like this spring? Obviously BT's not here anymore. And obviously you guys need to fill a new kicker. So knowing you have a chance to be the guy, I mean, what's that like?
It's just very fun to compete. You know, there's other guys here that also want the job, but I mean, as a group, I feel like we're doing great as a unit, special teams unit, and just having fun this spring.
So when you got here, I think you had torn your ACL.
Yes, sir.
When did that happen exactly?
It's Friday night, September 11th. Had surgery September 29th, and that was about my senior year in high school. So.
It was your kicking leg, right?
Yes, sir.
So
yeah,
how
right
did you tear an ACL?
So it was a 41-yard field goal against my old high school that I transferred from, and then it got blocked. I went to go run down there and try to tackle the guy. Before I was about to go tackle the guy, I had two guys like blindside hit me. My leg just twisted and I felt it pop. So that's it.
So how devastating was that? I mean, obviously a kicker.
Yeah, you know, it's just had it ups and downs, but you know, just it's a process. I know God had a plan for me, and I just kept the faith, and all glory to Him.
So I think what is the process to rehabilitate? Because I think that I saw videos you were posting. I think maybe in April, around then. Like, when did you really start kicking again?
I say I was back in like 5 months. They had me kicking. We started off with Nerf football. And then went back to the regular football and started doing no steps, 1 steps, 2 steps, and then full steps. So, and then a couple months after that, we started doing kickoffs and just started lifting weights to get my leg muscle back, and that's pretty much it.
When did you feel fully healthy and like you were at full strength again?
Probably about a year.
Okay.
Around the 8 month to a year range. I felt pretty good.
So was that like April, May of last year?
Yes, sir.
So I think Mike Reed said that when you hit the ball, like there's a little boom, in terms of the, sound effect. Have you always been that way, or how do you develop that much power?
I'm just very blessed, man. Very blessed. Very blessed.
So how long have you been kicking?
I've been kicking since my first year of tackle football, so that's probably been since I was 8. Coach Scotty asked me if I could kick a field goal. In my 8th grade, I went out to Kicking World to see if I was good enough, and I did pretty good, so I just stuck with it.
So in 8th grade, what was the longest you could hit a field goal?
I think 50 to 55. Yeah.
So where are you at now? What can you hit now?
I hit it 60, 65. I remember we had a little bit of wind in Miami and hit a 68. So that's with a little tailwind.
So you mentioned you had to get your legs stronger again. Did you lose much of that? I mean, could you tell a difference like the first time you went out and kicked again?
Oh yeah,
after the
for
injury?
sure. Yeah, my leg strength wasn't as back like it was. Then just over time, just kicking and hitting the weights with Coach Batson and Ricky Sapp, it was really good. So.
Do you remember the first time you actually went out and tried to kick after the injury?
Oh yeah. I said a little prayer and I just went out there and just every time I go out there on the field, I try to. You'd never know like when it's your last, so I just take it with a grain of salt.
So was that back home or was that here?
That was here actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how far could you kick then?
30, 35 maybe. Yeah.
What was the process of building your leg strength back up? I mean, how long did that really take to do all that?
I'd say probably. So I was ready. It had me back kicking in 5 months. So then about a full year, I felt pretty good. So they just did a lot of weights, single leg stuff, and just trusted the process. So
I guess how much of a blessing was it to have BT Potter there for that first year? I mean, what did you learn from BT?
I learned a lot. I feel sometimes I say sorry, man, for asking you so many questions because I was just asking him a lot of questions and just trying to learn and just grasp like what he did. So when it's my turn, that I'm ready. About his mental game, what is he doing in pregame, what is his situations and stuff. It's awesome to have him here. and he's here in the spring sometimes. So I still ask him questions like, "Hey man, what should I do about this or that?" So it's awesome.
Is there any particular piece of advice that really stuck with you, or
one thing that stuck out to me from BT was just like, you miss a kick, just flush it, just move on to the kick. So every kick has its own life. Just one kick mentality. So.
Is that easier said than done? Like people say, well, just block and forget about it. But I mean, so much of that is mental, especially for specialists. Is that more difficult to actually do when you miss one and sort of move on to the next one?
I just say you just focus on like your thought process and your routine and stuff. If you miss it, you just flush it and you go back and worry about the next kick. So.
Do you feel fully prepared to sort of take over as the
Yes, sir.
full-time kicker, or is there anything you feel like you still need to work on and improve on?
Yes, sir. I feel like we've done a great job as a special unit this spring, and we're ready to compete. So.
I think Coach Winney's talked about, they try to put pressure on you guys in practice.
Mhm.
They'll set up scenarios and things like
Yeah.
that. I mean, what are some of the things you can recall that they've done to put pressure on you?
I've had games to win the Natty in Houston. Had some kick it. We don't have to run. All those types of scenarios. So I like it. It makes me better.
Have you
It
missed?
Huh?
Go ahead.
Oh, it makes us better as the group. I feel like it just pushes the competition up a little bit. So.
Have you ever missed and then everybody had to go run?
Oh yeah. Actually, I have not. Last year I missed a couple, but normally that was BT. They would call it BT. But this year, knocked on wood, I've not missed where we've had to run. So.
Have you won any natties?
Yeah, I have a couple. Yep.
Anybody else? I appreciate you, Robert.